To continue on with our Week 3 evaluation of D2L, we'll be going over how to create grading rubrics, how to create Dropbox assignments, and how to implement Turnitin.com plagiarism detection. So the first thing we'll want to go over is how to create a rubric, since we're going to want to add that rubric in to our Dropbox assignment. So as you can see, I went ahead and deleted and recreated our Week 3 essay grade topic here, and just so that everything is kind of new and fresh when we go through this. So we will start by clicking on assignment at the top, and we will select rubrics. And we have our big blue new rubric button, which we will click. And this will give us a new rubric document we can start creating. So we'll start by creating an essay rubric. And we have a few options up here at the top. First is type. It's currently on holistic, and we'll want to select analytical. And as you see, that's going to give us a criteria box. It's going to give us level options for our rubric. So where the level 4 would be very, it would be like very good. Level 1 would be very bad, and we can have text box here to put all that information in. So I have an essay rubric on my other screen, and our first criteria will be for focus and detail, and then focus and detail comes with a few leveled areas. Probably gonna get a little extra on here that I don't want, like details. Cannot keep that. And this would be my level 4 criteria, and then I'll have criteria for level 3, level 2, level 1 as well. And I'll pause the video for a moment while I get this all in and show you the final product. Alright, now that my rubric is complete, we can go through some of the rubric details. For example, you can see my rubric is set up to give students a maximum of 4 points in each topic. If I wanted to add, let's say, a 5th level for 5 points, I can select this addition button right here. I can also do the same thing on the other end. If I wanted to have an area worth 0 points, I can do that as well. You can see I have all these different criteria sections. If I wanted to add an additional criteria section, I would click this button down in the bottom here, and you can see that adds in a whole nother section that I can edit. And if I want to remove it, I can click this trash can option right here, and I'll go ahead and delete that. For overall score, you have a section down here you can edit for total of levels 4 through 1. Just like above with criteria, I can add additional levels or add a lower level. You have boxes to add descriptions for what these levels mean to students, and you have an option to select the score that students need to receive in order to be added into these level groups. So for example, for the highest level, level 4, students need to score a 19 or higher. For level 3, they need to score 16 or higher. And you can see 12 or higher and 0 or higher for level 2 and 1. You have a little arrow box here for options. If you click that, you can change the visibility of the rubric. I would suggest keeping this as rubric is visible to students, because we want students to be able to see how they are going to be graded. And that's really the only thing in here that seems very important to change. So you don't have to save anything. You go ahead and click close, and you can see this essay rubric is now just added right here. Now to create our Dropbox, we'll go ahead and click our Dropbox button up in assessments, and we'll select new folder. And this is our week 3 essay. We can type in any instructions we would have right here in the instructions box. We can add any attachments we might have or record any audio we might want to record. Maybe there's a specific Word document or PDF we want to give the students, so we might select Add Attachment here. We can select whether this is an individual assignment or group assignment. So remember, we created groups in our previous evaluation, so maybe we want to select groups. How do students submit their work? So we have file submission, text submission, paper submission if this is a blended class, or observed in person if they're doing like a presentation. We're going to keep this on file submission, so this would be them turning in like a Word document or a PDF. How many files are we going to allow them to submit? You can keep this on limited or limit it to 1. Make it so that all submissions are kept or only the most recent one is kept. This could be useful if you're selecting 1 file per submission. You might want to select only the most recent submission is kept. This way they can, if they want to change what they've turned in, they can change it and then they'll get rid of the old one. But we'll keep this to unlimited and all submissions are kept. Notify by email. You could put in an email address to have an email sent to when students complete the assignment. So maybe you want your personal email address on there or your work email address. To use Turnitin as a plagiarism check, we're going to go ahead and select Enable for this folder for the Originality check. This will just run it through, and we'll be able to see how much Turnitin says it's original versus taken from other sources. And then for category, we might have categories set up in our Dropbox section for like maybe essays or group assignments and things like that. So we can go ahead and create a new category. We'll just type this as essays. Score out of, so from our rubric, that rubric was worth a total of 20 points, so I'll put 20 points in here. And our grade item is going to be our week 3 essays, which we already went over how to tie this into our grade book, but we'll go ahead and do that again. Our add rubrics, our only rubric now is our essay rubric, so we'll go ahead and select this and add it in as well. Default scoring rubric, we'll use our essay rubric. We already have our originality check options is going to be set to Turnitin, and this is really everything that we have to do for creating our Dropbox assignment and tying it into Gradebook. So we'll go ahead and hit save and close. And now that is created. It is a grade item that's tied into our gradebook, and you can see Originality check is enabled. And if we go ahead and hit grades, and we go and view this, we can see that it is tied to Dropbox, and we can click on it and view it like that. So that seems like everything it would take to create a Dropbox assignment, a rubric, and to enable Turnitin.com.